Well, hi everyone. So here I am back in wintry Vukovar after an incredible 5 days in Moscow. Day of reflection, but also a day of sharing. And I think it's important to share the, I suppose, inspiration, the information that I've gleaned from my trip to the new. And it is really incredibly new. And I mentioned in my video from Moscow a miracle or a set of circumstances that occurred. And I wanted to share it with you because now's the time is right, because it will give a better perspective, I believe, on where maybe twins really are at, where twin flames really are at, and where their paths are taking them. And as again, I can only share my own personal experience. So I was on my way to meet my beloved's mother for lunch with a bag of duty-free which she asked me to get for her. And I was running, I think, 15 minutes late, and I walk outside of the metro station, the tramway, the underground, whatever you want to call it. And there, 50 meters in front of me, walking towards me, is my beloved and her son. And I was in awe and realized that I had manifested. I had asked my guides to bring us together, not expecting anything. You know, going to Moscow and wishing to see someone that you really love and care for, and being rejected many times the previous week. I was in awe, really. So there she was walking towards me, and my immediate reaction was, what do I do? Do I stop and talk? Do I say hello? Whatever. So I pushed these thoughts out of my mind very quickly. And as she was approaching, she knew that she saw me, and she was distracting her son, so he didn't see me. And as I got closer and closer and closer, I eventually just said hi. And continued walking, and she turned to one side and said hi back and continued walking. I then proceeded to have lunch, and it was quite comical actually, because certain things that were supposed to happen that morning for her didn't happen, and yes, we bumped into each other. Divine intervention, the universe bringing us together for a reason, most definitely. I subsequently asked, as you do, okay, so now we've met in the street in a city of 20 million people, let's have coffee. And the reply was very egoistic. Don't make something out of nothing, it was just a fluke, it was just fate, it was just blah 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 blah. Anyway, subsequent to that, a whole series of events occurred, and all from an ego perspective, but from a very realistic perspective that meant that all communication with my beloved and her family was cut, which is all good. It's good in a very big way, because somebody had opened up. Somebody had been carrying this pain and suffering inside for over 2 years, and finally shared it with someone. Not me, my beloved shared it with someone. And that is all positive, and that means the healing can begin. So my mission, I suppose in one way, closed the chapter in that connection, and reignited another form of connection, which is the healing process. That whole set of circumstances didn't bring me down. I was privileged and had the great pleasure to have reconnected with some wonderful soul sisters, young women, young ladies, who I worked with 6 years ago in Moscow. We were colleagues. And we spent a lot of time together over the weekend. And we just really loved each other's company. We had a great time. It was very inspiring. And they commented, "Dean, we can see the transformation. We can see the real you. We can't see this person that was our boss 6 years ago. And it's incredible." And I felt all of this love and this wonderful willingness to share and to go into the new. And it was interesting to hear what they've done since we in the last 5 years, and where they've gone with their lives. And they too have transformed their lives. And one thing I can safely say, because I've witnessed it there with people that I know, and the stories that I've heard whilst there about other people that I did know, what has happened to them since we closed the business in Moscow. It's incredible. And those that have chosen to stay, let's say, working or focused on their careers or serving dark industries, financial services and the such, those that are all focused on greed and disservice to humanity, those people are struggling today. They're suffering today. They've had health issues, they've had life issues, and some of the things I've heard that have happened to certain people, you can just say karma's a bitch. And those that have continued to pursue this modus operandi of greed are really struggling today. And I know that my beloved is working in an industry that is focused on greed. And what I was told was that she too is suffering with health. My very good friend is also suffering with his health more recently. So, karma's a bitch. And those that have chosen to step away and into more rewarding and humanitarian working environments are growing and prospering, and they're just full of love. So this leads me to basically say that we are in the new. And whilst I'm a little bit, let's say, confused is not the right word, coming down off 6 days of being high, I suppose, the reality of all that is sets in. But I know that whatever I did in Russia, in Moscow, that light is shining. I touched the hearts and souls of several people. They touched me, and I received that love with open arms. It's something that I haven't felt probably in a very long time. And it was that genuinity, that willingness and that desire to share what we've learned, to share our own philosophies, to share our own perspectives, and to exchange information that was beneficial. And where does this lead us? You know, I know that many twin flames are still focused on their union. And this is their core focus. And this, in a way, will never serve. Are you actually open to receive love? Are you actually open to receiving another person in your life to share your life with? Are you willing to share and receive the love that you have and you deserve? So maybe that's a question you want to ask yourself, because the sensations that I had, the feelings that I have and feel are We are messengers of love and light. We are giving love, we're giving ourselves love, but are we really receiving it? Is our heart open to anything other than our twin flame or our divine partner? I can answer to that question, yes, I am. I'm open to receiving. I'm open to walking into a new whole set of circumstances that really is our mission. We can see that all of the relationship templates are dysfunctional. Twin flames and divine partners are here to break those templates and to form new relationship templates. That's part of our role. So how can we create new templates if our focus is on our divine partner or our twin flame? How can we establish new relationship templates without going into relationships or being open to relationships or forming new relationships with others? Because we are trying to create the new paradigm, the new dimension of love. And the old most definitely doesn't serve. So I think that's a question for all twins to ask. Are you open to receive love? Are you willing to allow someone else into your life to create a template that is based on love? Because we can never lose sight of the fact that our beloveds are always with us. They're ever present. And fully letting go is really fully letting go. Letting go of any outcome and actually living life in mission, in love, in peace and harmony. There will come a day where I will bump into my beloved again. I know it. And whatever has to be done, has to be done. But we all deserve happiness. We all deserve to be in a relationship that's loving and fulfilling. Holding a space in our hearts and lives for our beloveds is part of that process. But in the meantime, we need to live our lives. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that I'm going into a new relationship. I'm just mulling over everything that I've seen, felt and heard and experienced and enjoyed over the past few days. The divine, the universe has brought me together with people over the last few days for a purpose. One is to help heal and close chapters or close books, and the other is to open new. As we close one door, another one opens. This is the way it is. This is the universal energies. And I still hold and will forever hold a place in my heart and in my life for my beloved. Forever. Because that's who I am. That's who we all are. But our role is to share love. And our role is to change all of these belief patterns and templates that man has created as what is acceptable. Anything is acceptable as long as it's in love. So ask yourself the question. Is your beloved the be-all and end-all of everything? Or are you the be-all and end-all of everything? You are stepping up into your light, you're stepping into your mission. So you need to do what's good for you, and you need to do what's good for your own self. Your beloved will always be with you in your heart and in your soul. Yes, and that's true. Open your heart to receive love and enjoy it. Enjoy it for all that it is. And whether that's with your beloved or whether that's with somebody else, allow that to happen. And create these new templates that we so desperately need and deserve. And on the morning after of the incredible outcome of the American political saga. Again, that's new. Trump is not a politician. Trump is not many things. But he can and will bring change. Whether it's for the good, I have no idea. But change is here. New is here. And we are all pushing for that change. We have to live with the consequences of our actions, of course. But at least it's change. We can learn from that. We don't know where we are or where we're going, but we're moving forward. And with all of these energies around at the moment and everything that's going on, Gaia is going into a new dimension. And we are either with it and loving it, or we're going to resist it and hate it. And that's when the struggle begins. Going with the flow of life, like I'm standing next to the river right now. The river is always flowing. It will never stand still. And neither can we. As long as our intentions are pure, that our heart is filled with love, and we're sharing all of that with those in our lives, we will only ever attract that in our lives. So that's my message for today. I've shared some very personal and intimate details about my twin flame journey. And that's a reflection of where I am. But I think the most important question is to ask, are you really focused on one thing, or are you open to everything? Because everything is the only way forward. Anyway, sending you lots of love, wishing you a pleasant day and success on your journeys. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.